What if one law spoken or broken determined the wealth in your life, not your effort, not your background, not your education, but your word? Every day, you stand before an invisible gate. It does not creak, it does not rattle, it does not warn. It opens or closes in silence, responding only to the vibration of your voice. Every word you speak is a key. It either locks the door to abundance or opens the sacred vault. No middle ground, no maybe, only law. This law does not listen to desperation. It does not respond to worry. It moves only by spiritual authority. And the great secret: you are the authority. You are the one who commands the gate. There are those who speak from fear. They say, I can't afford that. This always happens to me. Money doesn't come easy. And with every phrase, they tighten the chain. They do not see it, but the vault seals shut. Not out of punishment, but out of law. Divine law does not favor pity. It favors power. But there are others, few in number, but rich in wisdom, who understand that their words are sacred instruments. They say, I am aligned with divine supply. Every need is already met. Money flows to me as a servant of my purpose. And with those words, the gate opens, not because they begged, but because they spoke in alignment with truth. This is not magic. It is not superstition. It is the law of the tongue. Florence Scovel Shinn said, your word is your wand. And she meant it literally. You do not need a fortune to begin. You need a mouth that honors spiritual law. Because the universe was spoken into existence, not built with hands, but declared with divine authority. So today, I invite you to notice, where do your words live? In fear or in faith? In begging or in commanding? This journey will reveal one law that rules your wealth. Not the law of luck, not the law of hustle, the law of the word. The tongue is a quiet builder or a silent destroyer. You may not hear the bricks falling, but your bank account will echo their collapse. Or you may speak life and watch divine provision rise like a golden tide. The gate is here. It is always here. And in this moment, you have the key. Speak with intention. Speak with reverence. Speak as the child of a wealthy creator, and watch what was once locked swing open. There is a law that governs your wealth. It is not hidden in textbooks or buried in banks. It moves quietly, yet powerfully, through your life. It responds to no one but you. This is the law of the spoken word. Florence Scovel Shinn revealed it with precision. Man's word is his wand, filled with magic and power. And indeed, it is. Each word you speak is not mere sound. It is substance. It is structure. It is the blueprint of your next experience. You may think you are just talking, venting, joking, but the universe takes every word as a decree, not symbolic, not partial, a full and final command. I'm broke. I can't afford that. Nothing ever works for me. You say it once, the soil receives it. You say it twice. The roots begin to form. You say it daily, and the harvest arrives. Lack, stress, limitation. Words are seeds, and your subconscious is fertile ground. It does not judge. It does not pause. It only grows what it is fed. So let me ask you something deep, a question most never think to answer. What are you unconsciously affirming every single day? Stop and reflect. In the quiet of your mind, what phrases echo most? Are they declarations of lack or statements of divine wealth? Because every conversation is a creation, every complaint is a construction. Your words are like bricks, and brick by brick, you are building either a prison or a palace. You do not see the wall rising at first, but slowly, over time, your life takes its shape, formed by speech, fortified by belief, sealed by repetition. This is not a theory. It is spiritual law. And law does not bend for ignorance. So if your words have built you into lack, they can now rebuild you into wealth. Speak with clarity. Speak with authority. Speak with reverence for the divine power within your tongue. Let this be your first sacred declaration. I speak only words that build my wealth. Say it slowly. Let it touch the chambers of your inner temple. Let it echo until it rewrites the old script. Because when you change your words, you change the spell. And when you change the spell, you change the story. The world you see now is nothing more than a mirror of the conversations you've been having with yourself, with others, with God. Want a richer mirror? Then speak a richer truth. Here is your new commandment. Never speak lack, not in jest, not in fear, not in fear. Do not give your voice to poverty, even for a moment, because your voice is the wand, and the wand only creates. Instead, begin to replace the old phrases. Let the law of substitution work in your favor. When the urge to say, I can't afford it, arises, say instead, my supply is unlimited. It is drawn to me now. When you feel tempted to say, I never have enough, replace it with, the wealth of the universe flows to me freely and faithfully. These are not just words, they are tools. They are scaffolding for your new financial temple. And as you speak them, not just once but as your spiritual rhythm, you will feel something shifting. Your soul will begin to believe. Your atmosphere will begin to change. Your life will begin to respond. Do not wait for evidence to speak differently. Speak differently, and evidence will follow. This is divine order. This is the law, so begin today. Monitor your tongue like a sacred instrument. Do not let it play the music of fear. Let it join the divine orchestra of wealth. You are not weak. You are not cursed. You are not doomed to lack. You are a creator. And your creation begins with the spoken word. Whisper your truth if you must. Sing it if you dare. Declare it if you are ready. But whatever you do, speak life. Speak wealth. Speak as one who holds the wand. The next time your tongue moves, ask yourself, is this building a palace or another wall? Because now you know the truth. Your mouth is not just a mirror of your life. It is the maker of it. Before you ever spoke a word about money, you were already being programmed, not by choice, by culture, by caretakers, by casual phrases wrapped in worry and passed off as wisdom. That's too expensive. Money doesn't grow on trees. We're not like them. People like us have to struggle. And so, it began. A language of lack was planted into your consciousness, not in rage, but in routine, not in malice, but in misunderstanding. You didn't just hear these words, you absorbed them. Like seeds dropped into your sacred soil, they took root in silence and began to bloom into beliefs. The garden of your subconscious is divine, but it cannot reject what you allow. It grows what it receives, even if those seeds are weeds. Every phrase spoken in fear becomes a root. Every belief repeated without question becomes a vine. And soon, you walk through life tangled in thorns, not realizing they were never yours to begin with. This is the silent trap, not just poverty in the pocket but poverty in perception. You see through a lens shaped by words you didn't choose, and yet, you keep repeating them. This is the moment of awakening. Not with shame, but with clarity. Not with guilt, but with grace. Ask yourself now, what phrases around money did I grow up hearing? Write them, all of them. Let them come, without filter, because truth loses its grip when brought to the light. Maybe you heard, rich people are greedy, or we can't afford that, or you have to work twice as hard for half as much. Each one a brick in the wall that now surrounds your abundance. Each one a spell you've unknowingly cast over your own supply. But today, that spell breaks, because now you see it, the source, the programming, the pattern, and what you see, you can change. From this day forward, treat your words like holy instruments. They are not throwaway lines. They are prayers in disguise. Declarations wrapped in disguise. So when someone says, that's too expensive, you will answer, nothing is too expensive for divine provision. When your mind whispers, there's never enough, you will reply, I am the child of a limitless source. I am never without. And when old voices try to echo back through your nervous system, you will speak this sacred shift. I cancel every word of lack. I plant only divine wealth. Say it slowly. Let it settle into your roots. This is not just a sentence. It is a reprogramming. Imagine every word you've ever spoken as reflected back in a mirror. Would the reflection be filled with riches or rust? Would your words construct a temple or a cage? You are always creating, even in silence, even in sarcasm, even in the phrases you've said so many times. They feel like personality. They are not you. They are not permanent. They are patterns, and patterns can be rewritten. So take this moment now and close your eyes. Visualize your mind as a sacred garden. See the weeds begin to loosen. See your hands gently pulling them out. Feel the soil soften again, and then, with intention, begin to plant new seeds. My words carry divine blueprint. I release what I was taught and reclaim what is true. I speak from source, not from scarcity. Feel the shift, not just in your thoughts, but in your energy. Feel the garden respond. Feel the air change. The mental trap of lack only survives in unconscious repetition. But once you become conscious, you become free. Let this truth settle. You were not born into limitation. You were trained into it. And now, you are retraining your reality. This is not theory. This is the invisible architecture of manifestation. This is the moment you pick up your soul's compass and walk a new path. Let your next sentence be sacred. Let it build, not break. Let it heal, not repeat. Let it free you, because you are no longer echoing lack. You are embodying divine supply, and that shift changes everything. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh. These are not poetic echoes from the past. They are metaphysical blueprints, divine technology. Every word you speak is a seed of reality. And when repeated, that seed does not simply rest in soil. It roots, it rises, it becomes form. Most people think words are harmless, fleeting, but the subconscious does not think, it does not weigh logic, it does not debate, it receives, it obeys. Say, I never have enough, and your inner world nods, yes, never enough. Let it be so. Say it once, and it trembles. Say it daily, and it builds a throne, because repetition is not neutral. It is the architect of your experience. It is rain carving through rock, slow, invisible, but unstoppable. Say something enough times, and it will shape your life like water shapes a canyon. This is the divine paradox. Your power has always been active. You've just been using it unconsciously. You've said, I can't afford that. I'm always behind. Something always goes wrong. Not knowing each phrase is a decree, a command, a self-fulfilling prophecy whispered into the fibers of your existence. But what was spoken in fear can be reversed in faith. This is the law of substitution. You cannot hold two thoughts at once. So when the old voice says, I lack, you replace it with, divine substance flows to me every moment. I speak, and it appears. Not once, not sometimes, daily. Repetition with reverence, like a sacred drumbeat at the gates of manifestation. Your subconscious is the servant of your speech. It is the soil. You are the sewer. And repetition is the water. So choose your water wisely. Let it not be poison. Let it be blessing. Let's begin the practice. For the next 7 days, you will speak this one affirmation aloud, with full presence, and no resistance. Divine substance flows to me every moment. I speak, and it appears. In the morning, before the world touches your energy. In the evening, before your spirit returns to sleep. 7 times in the morning, 7 times at night, with your hand over your heart, and your eyes closed, seeing, not the lack, but the invisible rivers of divine supply flowing toward you. Do not say it to beg, say it to remember, say it to align, say it until your cells believe it more than the doubt you were taught. Let your repetition become your rhythm. Let it drum into the depths of your being. Let it become the new script your soul lives by. That this is not magic, it is law, spiritual law, as precise and predictable as gravity. Every spoken word is a thread in the fabric of your future, and repetition weaves those threads into tangible experience. Speak fear, and you will find more to fear. Speak wealth, and you will attract the flow, not just in money, but in confidence, opportunity, insight, and peace. Words do not delay forever. They return. They circle back, shaped by time, clothed in matter, arriving at your door. What you declare today becomes your experience tomorrow. So, if the word becomes flesh, what flesh have you been forming? If the voice becomes form, what life have you been sculpting with your sound? This moment is your turning point. The old phrases can be forgiven. The old declarations can be released. The echo of lack can be silenced with a single, steady tone of truth. So speak with divine intention, and repeat with sacred fire, because with each repetition, you awaken the garden, you build the bridge, you summon the reality already waiting for your permission. You are not begging the universe, you are instructing it. Let your instruction be pure. Let your repetition be holy. Let your words become flesh, and let that flesh be abundance. You say you believe, but your heart trembles. You speak abundance, but your gut whispers fear. You affirm the vision, yet prepare for the worst. And so the soul splits. This is the invisible war beneath your words, the silent thief that undoes the prayer before it leaves your lips. The name is double-mindedness, and it is the hidden saboteur of your divine inheritance. Florence said it simply. Faith and fear do not mix. They are oil and water, light and shadow, command and cancellation. You cannot sail east while rowing west. You cannot claim prosperity and still clutch the language of lack. You cannot walk through the door of answered prayer while staring at the exit in case it doesn't work. And yet, most people live from this split. They want divine flow, but plan for failure. They speak affirmations aloud, but whisper unworthiness beneath their breath. And this contradiction delays the miracle, because the law responds to wholeness, not confusion. It answers unity of word, feeling, and belief, not a patchwork of mixed vibrations. So if you've ever wondered why the blessing feels stuck, why the shift hasn't yet arrived, look not at your rituals but at your inner agreement. What are you really saying when no one is listening? What do you feel when the affirmation ends? This is not about guilt. This is about healing, because until you bring your mind into oneness, you will always be pushing and pulling your own destiny. Let me show you. You say, I am wealthy, I attract abundance. But moments later, what if it doesn't come? What if I fail? What if I lose it? 1 step forward, 2 steps back. This is the rhythm of the double-minded soul. But today, the rhythm breaks. The confusion ends. The saboteur is seen. And what is seen can be changed. This is the sacred turning point, the holy invitation to unify your temple, to bring your word and your belief into alignment. No cracks, no contradiction. How? It begins with your inner dialogue. You must become the silent observer of your own speech. Not just the words you say aloud, but the unspoken sentences that hum beneath your daily life. And when a self-sabotaging thought arises, do not judge it, do not fear it, correct it. Catch the contradiction and rewrite it. Not with panic, but with power. Say to yourself, that thought does not align with my truth. I release it now. Replace it with, my word and my belief are one. I am aligned with truth. Let this be your spiritual practice, to notice the fork in your mind, and always choose the path of wholeness. Let this become a way of being, a quiet mastery, where every thought is a choice, every feeling is redirected toward the light, and every word carries the full weight of belief. Visualization will assist you. Close your eyes, imagine your mind as a compass. Watch it wavering between north and south, between fear and faith. Now, breathe. See the needle swing to center. Feel it lock into truth. And affirm, I walk in one direction, I move with one power, I speak from one source. This is not repetition, this is reprogramming. This is the spiritual art of unifying your vibration. And once unified, the universe has no choice but to respond, because spiritual law cannot override itself. It must reflect what is, and when what is becomes clear, consistent, and full of faith, the manifestation must appear. So say what you mean what you say, and feel it in your bones. No more saying yes with your lips, and no with your energy. No more praising abundance while expecting delay. No more performing belief. Now, you embody it. Let this be the hour you walk in full alignment. Let this be the moment the gate opens, because the signal is finally clear. The divine orchestra is waiting. Your life is the melody. And when your words and beliefs strike the same chord, heaven echoes it back in kind. And so we move forward now, not with scattered sound, but with one voice, one vision, one vibration. The next gate is opening, and this time, you are fully aligned to walk through. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when the begging ends, not because the need disappears, but because the soul remembers. It remembers that it was never meant to plead for power, but to speak from it. You are not here to whisper wishes into the dark. You are here to declare light, to open your mouth, and let heaven pour through your voice like a river returning to its source. Florence Scovel Shinn said, you must train yourself to speak the word of success and prosperity, because speaking isn't performance. It isn't hope disguised as sound. It is spiritual law in motion. It is divine command written in vibration. You are not asking life to be kind. You are telling it who you are. Your voice is not noise. It is blueprint. It is architecture. You are the architect. Your voice builds the temple. So speak like it. No more saying things just to feel better for a moment. Say what transforms the atmosphere. Say what shifts reality at its root. Picture this. A woman rises in silence. She has faced storms. She has cried into her pillow until her spirit nearly dissolved. But now, she stands still. And with calm fire in her chest, she speaks one sentence. I am the child of divine abundance. I lack nothing, and the atmosphere obeys. The weight in the room lifts. the wind of resistance calms, because creation recognizes its architect. This is not magic, it is alignment. It is the sacred resonance of heaven speaking through form, and you can do the same. When you speak from divine alignment, your words become creative codes. They are not suggestions, they are blueprints pressed into the fabric of reality. You are not begging for things to change. You are issuing instructions from divine authority. Close your eyes now. Visualize this. You stand in a vast field of golden light. It hums with possibility. In this field, every word you speak becomes form. A phrase leaves your lips, and it takes shape not just as sound, but as matter. You say, I am aligned with the rhythm of wealth, and golden waves ripple outward, building bridges, opening gates, drawing provision from unseen places. You say, my voice is the vessel of divine supply, and before you, doors appear that did not exist a moment before. Now say this, in your own heart, I am the voice of divine abundance. What I speak appears. Not because you are powerful in the egoic sense, but because you are one with the source that creates worlds. You are not separate from the law. You are the law, in motion when your words are aligned with truth. This is why Florence warned us to train the tongue, because an untrained voice spills contradictions. It blesses and curses in the same breath. It builds and breaks. It commands and then cancels. But a consecrated voice knows its weight. It does not rush. It does not plead. It does not speak from fear. Even when fear is present, it pauses, aligns, and commands with sacred precision. So today, I ask you, have you honored your voice? Have you realized that your words are not habits, but holy instruments? Because your reality is listening, not to your desires, but to your declarations. Let your voice become a mirror of divine clarity. Let it speak from your higher knowing, not your past patterns. Affirm, I do not speak from limitation, I speak from law. My word is power. My word is light. My word is fulfilled. This is not just motivation. This is the mystical practice of shaping reality. Your life is not waiting for external proof. It is waiting for internal command. You are the voice it has been waiting for. Speak now, not from need, but from knowing. Speak as if the invisible army of the universe is standing at attention, waiting for your signal, because it is. Speak the word. Speak it with reverence. Speak it with certainty. And the moment the sound leaves your soul, the substance begins to take form. This is the divine rhythm of creation, and in this rhythm, you are no longer a seeker. You are a speaker of truth, a builder of temples, a voice that shapes the eternal. Let us now rise into the next teaching, where this spoken power begins to rearrange the outer world, just as it has already transformed the inner one. The gate is opening. The command has been made. Now, the harvest begins. That there is a moment on every divine path when silence turns to fire, when the whisper of fear can no longer sit quietly in the corners of your mind, because your soul demands freedom, and to rise in truth, you must first release the lie. You cannot build a new temple atop ruins. You cannot paint peace over walls, cracked with shame. The foundation must be swept clean, the dust of doubt cleared away. This is that moment. This is the holy demolition. Right now, we are not here to decorate the past. We are here to tear it down, stone by stone, lie by lie, until the old temple of fear no longer stands in the center of your mind. So take a breath, and with it, gather every belief that has kept you small, every whisper that said, you don't deserve, every shadow that told you, you will never have enough. We are about to release them now. Let your voice tremble. Let your hands shake. This is sacred work. Say this out loud with me. I release the fear of not having enough. I release the shame I have carried around money. I release the belief that I am not worthy to be rich. Let those words echo, not just in your throat, but in the walls of your inner temple. Feel them peel away layers that no longer belong to you. Say it again, louder. I release the fear of not having enough. I release the shame I have carried around money. I release the belief that I am not worthy to be rich. Tears may come, let them. They are the water washing away the old foundation. You are not breaking down. You are breaking free. This is the law of substitution at work. You cannot hold fear and faith in the same hand. So today, you choose. You clear the altar. You sweep the corners. You burn the scripts of lack written by generations who didn't know better. And in their place, you speak new codes into existence. Visualize this with me. Close your eyes. See the temple within you. At first, it may feel heavy, dusty, covered in relics of doubt. But now, one by one, you begin to open the windows. Light floods in. You pick up the old stones of fear, unworthiness, scarcity, guilt, and you place them down, outside the sacred gate. Do not need them anymore. Now, see your hands, sweeping the floor. The air grows clearer, the space, more silent. And in that silence, a new altar begins to rise. This is your holy space now, built not from fear, but from faith, from choice, from truth. Speak this aloud now. I tear down fear. I build with divine faith. I clear the past. I prepare space for wealth. I am the temple of abundance, and I am clean within. This is not performance. This is prophecy. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that the subconscious mind is like a sensitive film. Whatever you impress upon it takes root. And fear, left unchecked, becomes the architecture of your life. But you are not here to live by old blueprints. You are here to draw new ones with the pen of faith. So with every release you speak, you're not just healing yourself, you're tearing down inherited altars that never served your soul. You are making space for divine flow, space for new thoughts, space for wealth that aligns with your worth. Say this now. My fear was a guest. My faith is the master. You're not broken. You're rebuilding. You're not late. You're right on divine time. And now, as we step forward, the old temple lies in peace behind you, grateful to be released. And ahead of you rises a sacred palace built from trust, lit with purpose, and anchored in your divine authority. Because when fear falls, truth stands tall, and in that truth, you are free to speak, to command, to receive. Let us now walk into the heart of your new wealth identity, fully released, fully available, and fully aligned with divine supply. The foundation is ready, the temple is cleared. Now, we build. Every morning is a sacred gate, before the world makes demands, before the noise of the outer calls you away from the inner. There is a holy window, a moment when the soil of your subconscious is still soft, still open, still ready to receive the seeds of what you will become. This is where wealth begins, not in action first, but in alignment. Not in striving, but in speaking. You are not just waking up to the day. You are waking up to your power as a spiritual farmer, and with every word you speak, you are planting the harvest of tomorrow. Florence Scovel Shinn said that your word is your wand, so use it with intention. Every sunrise is a new field. You either plant fear, or you plant truth. Lack or abundance, delay or divine supply. So here is your daily practice. Let it become sacred. Let it shape you. Speak these 5 wealth-activating affirmations aloud each morning. Not as repetition, but as revelation. Let them enter the temple of your mind with power. 1. Wealth flows to me through unexpected channels. 2. I am aligned with divine circulation and sacred increase. 3. Every word I speak brings me closer to divine supply. 4. Money comes to me with ease, purpose, and peace. 5. I am the living vessel of infinite provision. Feel how each one carries a vibration. Let that vibration move into your bones. You are not begging the universe. You are activating it. You are speaking as one with authority, not desperation. Now, take a breath and turn your heart toward gratitude. Gratitude is the water that awakens the seed. It softens resistance. It opens flow. Speak these 3 declarations from your heart. 1. I give thanks for the divine ideas that prosper me today. 2. I am grateful for the wealth I carry within, and the wealth now appearing. 3. I bless every visible and invisible door of increase in my life. Gratitude is not reaction, it is preparation. It is the language of receivership. And now, the final part of your morning planting. Silence. Close your eyes. Take 1 minute. Visualize not just what you want, but how it feels to already have it. See yourself living it, walking in peace, blessing others through your abundance, radiating calm confidence as the one who knows not hopes, but knows they are supported by divine law. This is not fantasy. This is spiritual rehearsal. You are training your nervous system to match your divine blueprint. You are giving your subconscious new architecture to build from. Because the mind is a garden, it does not care what you plant. It will grow weeds as quickly as it will grow gold. But you are now the gardener. You speak as one who knows the value of the seed. You water with gratitude. You prune with discernment. And you protect your field with your words. Today, your words are not wasted. They are working. Write this in your journal each morning. What is one belief I need to water with my words today? Maybe it's the belief that you're worthy, or that money can come with joy, not struggle, or that increase is your birthright, not your battle. Whatever it is, give that belief sunlight, speak to it, encourage it. Let your mouth become the wellspring of its becoming, because wealth is not an event, it's a cultivation, a sacred rhythm. So, rise like the sun, speak like the farmer, and tend to your abundance before the world even opens its eyes. This is how you shape your future. This is how divine supply begins to recognize your voice. This is how the harvest begins. And as we move forward, you will learn to carry this energy not just in the morning, but throughout the day, in moments of decision, in moments of fear, in moments where you must choose faith again. But for now, the soil is planted, the seed is spoken, and your temple is awake. Let's keep walking. There is a sacred law at work in the mind, subtle, invisible, powerful. Florence Scovel Shinn called it the law of substitution. You cannot simply stop a thought. You must replace it. You cannot banish fear by force. You must crown a greater power in its place. The throne of your mind will not sit empty. Either fear will reign or faith will rise. Either lack will whisper or truth will sing. Every thought holds vibration. And the universe does not respond to silence. It responds to dominant belief. You see, trying not to think about fear is like telling a storm to sit still. It doesn't work. But shifting your focus, that is divine alchemy. You don't fight the dark. You light a candle. This is the law of substitution. And when it comes to wealth, this law becomes your shield and your compass. Because the world will try to sell you the language of lack. The media, the noise, the memory of past struggle, they all echo the same phrase. It's not enough. You're not enough. But you are not bound to that voice. You were given spiritual tools. You can speak a new sentence and override the old story. Let me show you how. When your mind says, "I'll never afford this," substitute it with, "If this is mine by divine right, it will come to me easily and without sorrow." When the fear rises, whispering, "I'm falling behind," speak this instead, "I am perfectly positioned in divine timing. Nothing meant for me is ever late." When the lack says, "There's not enough," answer it calmly, "I am connected to the infinite source. Supply is flowing, not shrinking." These aren't just pretty words, they are spiritual interruptions. They dismantle the spell of fear and rewire your inner world. The mind believes what it hears often. So give it something holy to believe in. Here is your tool. Create a personal substitution chart. Fold a journal page in half. On the left, write every lack-based phrase you catch yourself saying. On the right, write its spiritual antidote. Turn, "I always mess up money," into, "I now handle wealth with wisdom, clarity, and calm trust." Turn, "Nothing ever works out for me," into, "Divine order is at work in every detail of my life." Each substitution is like changing the compass of your subconscious. You are redirecting your ship before it drifts into another storm. Remember this sacred metaphor. Don't leave the throne empty, crown a new king. If you don't declare truth, fear will declare itself. If you don't name abundance, lack will whisper lies. So speak deliberately. Choose your ruler. Here is your daily anchoring affirmation. I replace every fear with faith. Every no becomes a divine yes. Say it slowly. Say it again. Let it break the momentum of old programming. Let it remind you that lack is not your home. Faith is. Now take a deep breath. Visualize yourself as a temple. Your thoughts are sacred incense. Your words are the offerings laid on the altar. And as you speak these substitutions, you shift the atmosphere of your life. You are no longer reacting to the old. You are building the new. This law is not about denial. It's about divine redirection. It's not about ignoring fear. It's about replacing it with a higher truth. And every time you do, you become a match for abundance. You walk with greater peace. You draw in answers without chasing. This is mastery. This is spiritual wealth at the root. So the next time fear comes to sit on your throne, remember you have the authority to choose again. Choose a better king. Choose a higher thought. Choose faith. As we move forward, you'll see how this substitution isn't just a morning habit. It becomes your moment-to-moment transformation. Your lifelong reprogramming. Your living proof that lack is an illusion, and faith is the only true currency. Let's step deeper into this truth together. There is a sacred threshold your spirit must cross if you wish to live in lasting wealth. It is the space between the spoken word and its embodied reality. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that the moment you declare a truth, it is done in the invisible. But that truth waits not for time, but for your alignment. You do not chase it, you become it. This is the spiritual law of embodiment. Your word is the architect, but your belief is the builder. If the house of wealth has been framed by your declarations, then your actions furnish the rooms, your feelings lay the foundation, your daily posture installs the windows of opportunity. You are not waiting for abundance, you are walking through the divine architecture you already designed with your tongue. So pause, ask yourself, have I spoken it? Then why do I still feel like I must earn it, prove it, fight for it? You must not only speak truth, you must inhabit it. Live inside your own prophecy. Let me take you there. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, visualize yourself walking into a home that already belongs to you. Feel your hand turning the golden door handle, smell the newness in the air. Place your palm on the kitchen counter. Say, thank you, not as a wish, but as a witness. Now shift the scene. You open your mailbox and find a check in your name. You don't question it, you bless it. You hold your wallet and instead of checking how much is left, you say, my supply is full, my source is infinite. This is not imagination. This is energetic construction. The invisible becomes visible when you learn to feel it before you see it. Most people reverse the law. They wait for the bank account to prove their abundance. But divine law works opposite. The inner climate produces the outer harvest. You are the gardener. Your spoken word is the seed. Your belief is the soil. Your action is the sunlight. So act. Speak a promise today, one that stretches you. Then take one small action that aligns with it. If you say, I am a master of wealth, then manage the money you have now with reverence. If you say, I attract divine opportunities, then show up, prepared, as if destiny is about to knock. If you say, my income is expanding, then stop repeating stories of limitation and delay. When your speech and your steps agree, the universe rushes to cooperate. Affirm this now. I live in the reality my word has built, not tomorrow. Now. Let your energy match the thing you've declared. Let your walk echo your wisdom. Let your habits harmonize with your highest identity. You are no longer asking. You are abiding, dwelling in the promise, living from the end. Every prayer you've spoken already echoes in divine memory. But it is your embodiment that opens the door. So bless your surroundings as if they already reflect the wealth within you. Bless your room as if it were a palace. Bless your meals as if kings eat at your table. Bless your path as if angels go before you. This is not fantasy. This is faith in motion. The divine has already said yes. Now you must walk like it. In the next section, we'll guide you into the sacred discipline of remaining in this vibration, even when appearances try to deceive. But for now, remember this, your word builds the world, your belief moves into it, and your action unlocks the door. Keep walking. You're already home. Now that the seed of divine truth is planted, it's time to nourish it with sacred action. You have spoken the promise, you have seen the vision, but now you must walk the path, one word, one breath, one day at a time. This is your spiritual assignment for the next 14 days. Speak only what you wish to live. No words of lack, no stories of delay, no agreements with fear, only the language of wealth, truth, and divine supply. Because the world you speak becomes the world you see. And as Florence Scovel Shinn taught, the tongue holds the power of life and death. Use it to resurrect your abundance. This is not a passive wish. It is a sacred contract, a commitment between your soul and the source that provides. So let us build your days on purpose, daily. Framework for the 14-day challenge morning ritual, the voice of creation. When you rise, speak aloud 3 sacred affirmations that declare your wealth. Not to convince yourself, but to remind your subconscious that heaven has already approved. Say them slowly. Let each word sink deep like seeds into fertile ground. Examples: divine substance flows through me and around me now. I do not chase money, I magnetize it by truth. Everything I need is already assigned to me. Look into the mirror, speak as one who has already received. Let your energy align with the words. Midday ritual, the silent vision at noon. Pause. In stillness, close your eyes and see your wealth unfolding. Feel the check in your hand. See the email confirming the opportunity. Walk through the home that is yours in the invisible. This is your silent midday communion. No one sees it, but heaven records it. You are aligning with the unseen, to call it into the scene. As Florence said, your word is your wand, but your vision is your blueprint. Evening ritual, the written return at night. Take your journal. Write down one unexpected gift you received. Today, it may be small, a free coffee, a kind word, an idea that sparked clarity. Whatever it is, acknowledge it as divine evidence, because what you bless expands. Gratitude is a magnet, and when you write it, you seal it into memory. Close your day with these words. Thank you, Divine Source, for surprising me again. I receive with joy. Let this 14-day challenge be your altar of transformation. Every day, you are speaking your world into being, one word at a time, one moment of faith, one quiet act of alignment. And if the old thoughts rise, they will remember. You are no longer obligated to speak them. Replace them. Speak love where you once spoke doubt. Speak supply where you once spoke need. Speak peace where you once echoed fear. This is the law of substitution. You cannot think two thoughts at once. So give the dominant voice in your life to truth. Every time you choose the language of abundance, you are rearranging the field around you. Realities begin to shift. Doors begin to form. Favor begins to find you. Because your tongue is the compass of your destiny. Aim it toward the light. So make your vow now. For 14 days, I will speak only what I wish to live. Let this be your covenant. Let this be your clearing. Let this be the turning point where language meets law, and law becomes life. In the next and final section, we will seal this journey with a spoken decree so the universe may hear you clearly and respond without delay. But first, breathe. You are already creating. You are already receiving. You are already walking in the world. Your word is building. Now, continue. One sacred day at a time. Take a breath. You are not the same soul who pressed play on this journey. You have crossed an invisible threshold. You have walked through the silent gate of destiny, and on the other side, you found your voice. Not the voice shaped by fear. Not the voice twisted by history or hardened by struggle, but the voice that was always yours, the one aligned with divine order, rooted in truth, clothed in power. This is the shift. It began the moment you chose to watch your words, to release careless speech, to cancel inner curses, to speak not as a beggar, but as a creator. You once lived by reaction. Now you live by divine command. You once whispered lack into the ethers. Now your every phrase builds an altar of abundance. You have activated the law of the spoken word. You have aligned with the law of assumption. You have honored the law of substitution. And in doing so, you have shifted the entire current of your life. Let us remember, you began this journey in search of something more, a life beyond struggle, beyond fear, beyond delay. But what you found was not outside you. It was not buried in a system or waiting in the future. It was in your mouth. It was in your mind. It was in your permission. For wealth does not come by chase. It comes by truth, and truth has a sound. You are now the speaker of that sound. So declare this: I do not chase money. I speak it into being. I do not fear lack. I create from divine law. My word is power. My wealth is inevitable. Let these words not be a wish, but a vow. Say them as you breathe. Write them as you rise. Think them in silence. Let them saturate your atmosphere. You are a conscious creator now. You are no longer echoing the world. You are instructing it. Every phrase you speak is a note in the divine orchestra. Every sentence is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. Every affirmation is an invitation to the unseen to become seen. You are not waiting for evidence. You are producing it. So when doubt comes knocking, do not open the door. Speak truth. When delay appears, do not bow to it. Speak movement. When fear whispers, do not answer. Speak power. This is your sacred inheritance. You are the vessel now, the gate, the instrument. Walk forward as one who knows, not one who hopes. There is nothing missing. There is nothing broken. There is only alignment to maintain and divine law to affirm. And if the world looks unchanged, do not retreat. Creation always begins in the unseen. The tree was once a seed. The sea was once sky. And your new life is already forming beneath the surface. Keep speaking, keep blessing, keep building the world with your word. You are no longer rehearsing your struggle. You are remembering your authority, that you are no longer circling in confusion. You are walking in clarity. You are no longer bound by old timelines. You are rising into divine timing. Carry this truth as armor. You will not forget who you are. You are a conscious creator, a speaker of divine truth, a vessel of wealth. Let your life now reflect the frequency of these truths, and let your final vow be this: speak it, live it, become it, because your word creates your world, and your world has already begun to change.